So today's video I'm going to discuss about how you can get into the various programs for Masters of Technology at Indian institutions such as the Indian Institute of Technology and Indian Institute of Science and so on, and also how you can get into some of the programs to do a PhD in technology and the engineering subjects. So again, the key to this particular problem is an exam known as GATE, that is GATE. And GATE is an exam which tries to condense in a short span all the work you have done in 4 years of your BTech degree and to give you a particular marks for this work which you have done. So GATE is a very good exam in the sense that it's one of the few exams which directly focuses on your professional knowledge, in contrast to the many exams which are more focused towards aptitude tests and where you are trying to measure the aspects of quantitative and verbal reasoning and so on. Now, while those things are important, the problem is that they are not testing you directly for the knowledge in the field, which is something which GATE tries to do. Now, if you look at GATE, there are a whole variety of GATE exams, and you can get a lot of this information from the web page for the GATE exam, which you can easily find out through Google and so on. Now, at present, there are almost 27 GATE exams, and it includes fields such as computer science, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, physics, chemistry, zoology, botany, and so on. So there is a plethora of exams in which you can give GATE, and you can also give GATEs in specialized subjects such as mathematics, fluid mechanics, solid mechanics, and so on. So the recommendation is typically that you give the GATE exam which is closest to your field in which you have done your bachelor's degree, and you can also use it to showcase your knowledge about the field as well as to revise your subjects to improve your marks and so on. Now, beside the entrance to colleges and universities, GATE is also used by various public sector companies to recruit candidates. So that is one more reason why people take the GATE exam. So now I will just take a brief glance of what GATE tries to do. So essentially, across 4 years of your bachelor's degree, you take a variety of courses, and then through these courses you learn a large number of subjects. So typically the 4 years is spread into 8 semesters, and then there is a summer vacation between each of those years. And what often happens is that the grades across institutions are not comparable. So if you have got a 9.5 out of 10 in one institution and somebody else has got a 7.5 out of 10 in a different institution, it doesn't mean that the second person is bad or your performance better and so on, because it all depends on the institution, and different institutions have different levels of strictness in grading, of different levels of complexity in the exam and so on. So again, all the competitive exams are essentially created to create a symmetry or a level playing field for people who are giving these different exams, and GATE is a similar exam. And so one of the things which GATE tries to do is test you over the knowledge acquired over the whole 4 years in which you have been studying for a particular subject. So if we take a look at a subject which I am more familiar with, such as mechanical stream, then in the mechanical stream there are basically questions on mathematics such as on calculus, matrix theory, differential equations, and in mechanics, solid mechanics, fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, machine design, vibration, mechanics of machines, forming, casting, CAM, and so on. So essentially what the mechanical engineering GATE tries to do is to capture all the aspects of the 4-year syllabus within the exam. And so one of the things about giving GATE is that you should spend a lot of time in preparing for the syllabus. So you should download the syllabus from the official website and look carefully at the syllabus and go through each sub part of the syllabus and prepare each of these content from your various textbooks which you had during your school years. Now, one of the things to do during your school years is to look at the various books and to make notes from all of these books. So many a time the books which are prescribed in school are very thick books or tomes, and there may be a lot of material in these books, but it is very hard to read these books for revision. So one of the strategies is, whenever you are covering a concept, you can take a look at the GATE syllabus and see if that particular concept is there within that book, and then you can make a short note of that particular concept and solve a few examples, and you can keep building these notes across the 4 years you are doing your bachelor's degree. And these notes will become very useful for you, not only for revising for the different exams which you are giving at the end of each semester, but also when you come across and try to prepare for the GATE and such exams, these notes will be very useful for you. So again, this is a kind of feature extraction problem where you take a very large amount of material which is given in a book, which is like a huge amount of data, and you condense it into a much smaller data set, which is typically what is there in your notes. And so this kind of feature extraction is, if it is done repeatedly, is extremely useful both in terms of your fundamental understanding of the subject as well as in terms of preparation for any of the competitive exams which are there at the end of 4 years. They also provide you a good way to brush up your knowledge in case you are going for any situation where you are asked questions on a particular subject and so on. So again, I would say note taking is a very important aspect of learning, and to keep that in mind. Now, of course, there is the issue of coaching and so on. So if you actually go to the GATE web page, you will see that they have all the papers there for GATE and solutions for the GATE test, and you can download these solutions and papers and take a look at that, and you can see how your preparation is with respect to the GATE test and how well your knowledge compares with the GATE test. So I would say that there are people who learn best by reading, and then there are people who learn best by listening. So the ones who learn by reading, they typically gain more by reading books and by reading guides and so on. And the ones who learn by listening, they learn better from the classroom as well as from coaching institutes which teach this material in the classroom. So you have to classify your personality and your learning type, and you would be able to figure this out over years of experience, whether you really benefit by going to the classroom or you are more of the self-study type. And based on that, you can decide your particular pattern of learning, and sometime it is better to have a linear combination of both these methods and to try that out. Now, one more issue in GATE which comes up is that when should you actually start preparing for GATE? So my view is that you should start preparing for your GATE right from the first year of your BTech itself. And this is not necessarily because you are going to give the GATE exam. Basically, what happens is that when people take the 8-semester curriculum, which is widely used in BTech, they study for a semester and then they move all that material to a condensed form, they give the exam, and then they transfer all this material from their short-term memory into some recycle bin. And the problem with that is in the next semester, they have a huge amount of problem. And in the following year, they have a huge amount of problem as the material keeps requiring that you have digested all the previous material. So one of the strategies to use is that you make good notes for each subject, and during the summer vacations at the end of each year, you revise the notes of the previous year. And here again, the GATE syllabus will help you to figure out how exactly to revise and make notes in a very compact manner. So once you make these notes, and these should include some of the basic aspects of theory and then some of the problems you have done. So these notes provide a quick way to condense your subject, and at the end of each year you can make a set of notes like that based on the GATE field you are in, and you can keep these for the 4 years, and then these will help you in revising the material for the 4 years. So one of the things which GATE helps you to do is to prepare well with the future in mind. So while you are in the first year itself, you have the idea that maybe you will be giving GATE sometime. So you need to retain all the material across all the semesters, and you need to store all this material in the long-term memory. And if you use the GATE exam in this manner, then not only you will do well in GATE, but you will also become a much better professional. And through your life and your experience as a professional, you will come out much better, because all the information which you have studied in school will be retained in your long-term memory, and you can access this information whenever you need to do at that point. So I would also say that I think GATE is an excellent exam, and it was very well designed, because in contrast to many other exams which are testing aptitude and many other things which are useful in a tangential manner, GATE tries to directly test your professional knowledge about the field, and so GATE is a very good tactic by which you can revise the entire subject, and keeping GATE in mind will also help you become a better scholar, researcher, as well as professional in your field. So one thing I should also mention is that GATE has certain qualifying marks and certain requirements which actually can help you get a scholarship from the different institutions. So again, these qualifying marks are typically given on the web pages of the different institutions, so you need to check out the web pages of the institution for which you are applying, and then see the requirements they have in terms of which GATE they accept, which exam you should be giving, and what are the qualifying marks. And based on that, you can prepare for the GATE exam and you can get a fully funded master's degree as well as a PhD degree at different institutions. So these are some ideas I had today about the GATE exam. And like I said, GATE is an excellent way to get a fully funded master's degree or a PhD degree from Indian institutions. And so I think you should keep an eye for GATE and check out the web page of GATE and think about GATE as part of your future career plans. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it, and so please stay tuned to my channel where I keep bringing out videos on this subject every now and then, and hopefully you will benefit from the videos which are coming out in my channel. Thank you very much.